Soldiers of the 73rd Naval Special Operations Center conduct special operations in the northern Slobozhansk direction. They ride toward enemy positions in buggies and light vehicles. As we can see, as long as the road is relatively safe, movement is fast. Upon reaching the designated point, the fighters must continue on foot through the wooded area. Under fire from enemy artillery and drones, they led infantry units into a recently liberated area that the enemy had held for a long time. The Ukrainian military is well camouflaged and fully prepared for assault operations. Want to know what happened next? Keep watching and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. While advancing through the forest, they encounter several Russian positions, as well as personal belongings of eliminated enemies. Among the items found were phones containing videos of Russian soldiers complaining about the lack of supplies and rotations. The final phase of the clearing operation was preceded by thorough preparation. Strike drone operators from the 73rd Center, together with adjacent UAV units and artillery, systematically eliminated the enemy from their positions and prevented attempts to deliver ammunition, food, or reinforcements.
Великий Новгород, на. Молодец.
We moved to the Donetsk region, where the enemy attempted to establish a foothold in the settlement of Yampil using small sabotage and reconnaissance groups. Their goal was to create a bridgehead for further assault operations. To stabilize the situation and regain control, groups from the 8th Special Operations Forces Regiment entered the settlement. The Special Forces conducted a complex series of operations, detecting and neutralizing enemy groups, clearing the area, and preventing further advances. We see how cautiously the fighters must move as the enemy attempts to attack from all sides. Despite this, the Ukrainian soldiers continue to advance under constant fire, checking every building for the presence of enemy forces.
Забираю, давай! Давай, бегом, бегом!
No unnecessary sounds, no extra movements. Discipline and endurance are crucial during such missions. Once inside a building, every room must be carefully checked, as the enemy may have set up an ambush. A few warning shots in case of unexpected guests. And here we see the first prisoner. Ukrainian fighters assure him they will not shoot and order him to come out with his hands raised. The Russian soldier chooses to save his life and surrenders. Thanks to the coordinated actions of Ukrainian forces, the enemy suffered losses and was pushed out of Yampil. Another successful operation by operators of the 8th Special Operations Forces Regiment in the Donetsk region. The SSO group was tasked with reaching advanced Ukrainian positions, conducting reconnaissance behind enemy lines, and engaging in direct action. The success of adjacent units depended on their work. First, the Ukrainian group reconnoiters the enemy's rear positions. We see the skillful work of the Ukrainian military firing with machine guns and providing covering fire for each other.
Край!
A brief moment of calm. The fighters discuss tactics and their next steps.
Зайняли контакт. Рюкзаки скинули.
The advance resumes and intense fire follows. The Ukrainian soldiers discover Russian positions and clear them. 3 occupiers were eliminated. Information was promptly reported to headquarters.
І вон ще одне чмо. Орес, кадет, передай Томі.
During the search of Russian positions, Ukrainian soldiers discovered communication devices, documents, and navigation equipment, which helped them gain a better understanding of the enemy's situation. The SOF team successfully completed the mission and created favorable conditions for further operations on this section of the front.
Збираємо трофеї і трошки відтягуємося. Телефони давай, давай. Забирай автомат. Вийдіть поки що по радіостанції, будьте тут, вийдіть на пацанів, що в них.
Scouts from the 3rd Assault Brigade of the 3rd Army Corps halted the advance of an enemy sabotage and reconnaissance group near Novoselivka, preventing them from securing a position to attack Oskil or cut the Izium-Slovyansk highway. The fighters must navigate through wooded terrain, cautiously, silently, but quickly, as such operations require maximum focus and precision. Reaching the first destroyed buildings, the soldiers thoroughly inspect them, knowing enemy ambushes may be present. Basements are especially dangerous, as they offer convenient positions for sudden attacks.
Цинкуй, щоб звідти ніхто не вийшов.
The Ukrainian group moves cautiously through the darkness, illuminating their path with flashlights.
Тут чисто, ліво.
Зайти, убить, все отнять.
Вижу.
Suddenly, one of the Ukrainian soldiers spots Russians nearby and calls his comrade to confirm.
Ні, на сонце стань сюди. Немає місця. Прям саме ліво.
The Russian soldier stands partially concealed behind branches, making him difficult to see. The sound of an FPV drone and an explosion reminds us of the additional threats hovering above the battlefield. An intense exchange of fire begins. Ukrainian fighters positioned inside a building use multiple windows to change viewing angles and engage the enemy.
Еще раз. Стоп.
А це я посадю. Дай посадю.
The soldiers use binoculars and other equipment to monitor the situation. They quickly assess the tactical environment and plan their next steps, as Russians remain in the basement.
Що, все нормально у вас?
Assault actions begin. The Ukrainian group storms the building, opening fire. The interior fills with smoke, reducing visibility, but the brigade presses on.
Давай, поїхав. Давай.
The fighters continue advancing, maneuvering around buildings to get closer to the enemy.
Чисто.
Inside, a fierce firefight breaks out, with grenades also being used. Confirmation arrives. The first enemy has been eliminated. Ukrainian fighters then offer the remaining Russians a chance to surrender to avoid the same fate. However, the enemy refuses.
Эй, русский, слышишь? Если выйдешь по-хорошему, я даю тебе честное слово. Я оставлю тебя в живых, мы тебя вывезем, потом тебя, возможно, обменяют. Будешь сопротивляться, ты сдохнешь. Русские не сдаются, да? Ну ладно.
The firefight intensifies.
Слышишь? Выйдешь, блядь, оставлю живых, обещаю.
The Russians are again offered to surrender, with a promise to spare their lives. The advance into the building resumes. When eliminated enemy is found,
Що, жмут?
Ти зараз направо, я наліво.
Плюс.
another is located. Clearing continues.
Ми знайшли жмура, за якого ти казав.
Так, дивись тут акуратно.
Чисто, у них тут льошка була.
Плюс.
Тут, походу, не було підвалу.
Тут, походу, чисто льошка була, да? Танок, є вход в підвал з вулиці, коротше. Що далі по плану?
Ukrainian soldiers discuss their next steps, planning to enter the basement. Several fighters maneuver around the building and descend into the basement, where they discover the enemy's hideout and their belongings.
Тут кровать і всяка хуйня. Я ж не знаю, є вона чи нема, блядь. Чисто. Тут вони срали. Тут він цей. Покажи ще раз.
After confirming the enemy has been neutralized, they search the items and find, among other things, walkie-talkies.
Дійка ще одна, може вона... Я не бачу. Це вже такий вонючий трохи, да? За дверью.
The danger for the 3rd Army Corps is not over yet. Drones can still be heard overhead. Fortunately, they were neutralized, allowing the mission to be considered successful.
За дверью. Він тупо издевается. Такая неприятная. Будем ебаться. Так, надо пойти контролить. То намечается движуха.
After months of training, coordination, and preparation, Azov fighters who left their peaceful home countries to confront the Russian occupiers took part in their first battle. A foreign combat team from the International Battalion was assigned to clear the area of enemy forces, capturing them when possible or eliminating them if necessary.
Okay, спеши. Feel understand what?
Any successful mission begins with a plan, but is executed through discipline. In these final hours, the noise of the outside world disappears, replaced by total focus. Every route is memorized, every piece of gear is checked, and every role is defined. This is the invisible work of war. Before the adrenaline and the chaos, there is calculation. The soldiers are not just preparing to fight, they are preparing to win, eliminating uncertainty and relying on the strategy they have built together.
They move a bit, they take cover, you lose where they are, you just fire a bit in their direction. Hopefully you'll hit them, probably not, but you just get them.
This mission takes place near Donetsk in the Donetsk region. The Azov fighters arrive at the deployment point and continue on foot through the wooded terrain. Headquarters monitors their movement, continuously analyzing the situation and providing instructions. Reconnaissance drones allow them to oversee large sections of the battlefield.
Так, вони почнуть рух, і нам треба буде...
A group of Azov fighters moves forward. An open area lies ahead, requiring extra caution.
Це може бути... Скажи, що вибігли в поле. Хай вийдуть пашать їх, хай просто вийдуть за посадку пашуть.
Suddenly, headquarters spots Russians using a reconnaissance drone. They run along the forest line, but the drone sees everything clearly. Upon receiving the information, the fighters open fire. Headquarters continues monitoring and checks for available strike drone support. Meanwhile, the fighters regroup and maintain fire on the enemy.
Through the trees! Maybe you can!
Вони, скоріше всього, зараз в блін залізуть. Да, вони в блін зараз залізуть.
Tension rises along with the intensity of gunfire. The enemy must not be allowed to escape. The fighters use grenades to neutralize Russians hiding in a dugout. Headquarters sends coordinates to the support team. Moments later, we see a successful strike on the occupiers.
Давай. По цим хором.
Да, ця тройка зараз знімається. Вони група штурмова, а група закрепов іде. Тобто передайте це хлопцям.
Oh, yes. Oh, Bobby, go.
The mission is complete. The foreign fighters of the Azov Brigade can return to their positions. As we see, the soldiers are in good spirits, returning to headquarters accompanied by the legendary song, Fortunate Son.
When the band plays Hail to the King, oh, they're more cannon at you. It ain't me, it ain't me, I ain't no soldier strong. It ain't me, it ain't me, I ain't no fortunate one. Some folks are born silver spoon in hand.
Clearing enemy positions is widely considered one of the most dangerous and complex tasks in military tactics. It requires split-second decision-making, seamless team coordination, and steel nerves. The soldiers you saw in this video operate in a chaotic environment where there is no room for mistakes, navigating through enemy fortifications, often under heavy fire, and the constant threat of traps. These are warriors fighting for the survival of their nation, demonstrating a level of professionalism and bravery that has become the hallmark of the Ukrainian resistance. If you want to see more updates like this, hit the subscribe button so you never miss the next video from the front lines.